And yet again, another day amid just the unbearable heat wave here in Pennsylvania. Let's take a look at some Penguins hockey cards. It's kind of ironic transition. Hopefully it won't be as long as the Flyers one. The Flyers one was literally 40 minutes long, so hopefully it won't be as long as that. With the Penguins, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 7 full pages of cards. So they're a decently big team as well. But I can't imagine they'll take all too long as the Flyers did. So anyways, I won't waste any more of your time. Let's get into the collection. Alrighty, so starting off here with a 1991 Stanley Cup Champions card for Pittsburgh. So obviously won their first cup in franchise history in 1991. Next up here you have the Collector's Choice. This is for heading into 91-92. You have the team leaders, which shows Jaromir Jagr and Mario Lemieux, and it kind of shows the cool statistics in the back there of team leaders from 2000-2001. Jaromir and Mario are two of the only 3 players to win the Art Ross Trophy in the last 21 seasons. Jagr has won 5, Lemieux has won 6, Gretzky owns the other with 10. So, interesting statistics there. And speak of the devil, the amount of cards that I have for Jaromir Jagr is literally unbelievable. Like, the amount of cards that I have for Jagr on the Penguins is just insane. So, starting off here with this Magic Moments. This is an 8 NHL All-Star games for Jagr. You have this gold upper deck card from 2000-2001. After chalking up a trio of assists on November 13th, 1999, Jagr extended his point streak to 15 straight games. More impressive was the fact that Jagr had scored in all of Pittsburgh's games to that point. So, cool stats there for Jagr. We have a first-round draft choice. You then have a collector's choice as well. All-Star Edition. You have an all-rookie team for Jagr. You have the Leaf for Jagr. You have the Pinnacle for Jagr. You have the scorecard for Jagr. You got the Pacific Invincible as well. You have the Marquee Leaders. So peachy. The Pinnacle. Another upper deck. And last but not least, Scotty Bauman's winning formula, Jaromir Jagr. Once again, that is all of the Jagr cards that I have. Probably the most cards I have for a single player, possibly in the entire collection. So, interesting thing there. Next up, he isn't necessarily a captain for the Penguins, but I put him in there because he has the All-Star captaincy, Chris Letang. Letang served as captain for the Metropolitan Division at the 2020 NHL All-Star Game in St. Louis, his 6th career trip to the midseason showcase, and 3rd consecutive appearance. You also have his MVP card, his good old base card. Letang topped 2,000 minutes on ice for his first time in his NHL career in 2017-18, ranking 8th in the NHL. He averaged 25 minutes and 20 seconds per game. You also have his MVP card here as well. Letang set up 2 power play goals in a 4-0 win against Buffalo on March 25th, 2021. Then you also have his upper deck card here as well, heading into 2017-18. Letang led all Penguins defensemen in average time on ice in 2016-17 and ranked only behind Justin Schultz in goals, assists, and points among that group, despite playing only 41 games. Moving on into the Sidney Crosby cards, I don't have as much as people would expect me to do. I have this Diary of a Phenom card for Crosby. While he couldn't watch Mario Lemieux's NHL debut in which he scored a goal on his first shot of his first shift, Crosby did record his first NHL assist when he set up a third period goal by veteran winger Mark Recce. However, the Penguins fell to the Devils 5-1. Then, as I mentioned in the Ottawa Senators video, I have another one of these small cards here. I have very few of those in my collection, so Crosby's part of an exclusive group. Then you have his base card here as well. Usually a playmaker, Crosby showed off his shot when he wristed a quick shot over Flyers goalie Brian Elliott's shoulder in overtime to lift the Penguins to a 4-3 win on January 31st, 2020. After that, then you have Ron Francis. Personally, I think one of the most underrated players in Penguins history. 14-year veteran Ron Francis captured his first two pieces in NHL silverware in 1994-95, winning both the Selke Trophy as the league's best defensive forward and the Lady Byng Trophy for gentlemanly play. Francis compiled a league-leading plus-minus of +30 and led the league with 48 assists while spending only 18 minutes in the penalty box. You also have his Pinnacle card here as well. And then his Fleer 95. So, some cool cards there for Ron Francis. Moving on now to Mario Lemieux, the final of the captains. There's a Stadium Club. There's his score. There's his upper deck. There's his score 91. There's his sniper score. And then here's his pro set. So some cool cards there for Jaromir Jagr. Moving on to the assistant captains, you have Chris Kunitz to start that off. Hero for the Penguins. Kunitz, who led the Penguins with 211 hits in 2014-15, had back-to-back games with 2 goals and an assist in home victories over the Kings and Sabres on October 30th and November 1st, respectively. You also have his upper deck card from 2011-2012. Kunitz led Ferris State University to its only NCAA tournament appearance in program history and had 99 goals, 175 points, and 152 games in his Bulldogs career. And then you also have his Fleer Ultra card here as well. Moving on to page number 2. Starting off here with Paul Coffey. You have his 1990 All-Star second team. You have his Speedster scorecard. And you also have his Pro Set card. So some cool additions there for Paul Coffey. After that, then you have John Cullen. So John Cullen there, he got his 90 upper deck. His Pro Set as well. And then another upper deck. So, noticing a pattern. And then the last of the assistant captains, we have the man who signed just like 10 hours before free agency started, Evgeny Malkin. So, O-Pee-Chee card here. MVP card. Malkin's 1,100th NHL game came in the Penguins' 4-1 win over the Bruins on March 15th, 2021. You also have his O-Pee-Chee card here as well. His upper deck MVP. We have 2 Diary of a Phenom, starting off with this one from October 21st, 2006. Malkin lit up the lamp for the third time in many games to start his career in October 21st, when he beat Frederick Norena for the game tally just 7 minutes into the third period as the Pens won 5-3. And then our second Diary of a Phenom comes in September 20th, 2006. The 20-year-old made his NHL preseason debut against the Flyers, tallying an assist in the opening period and a pass from Sergei Gonchar as the Penguins came away with a 5-3 victory. Next up, then, you have his UD canvas. Then last but not least, his 2014-15 base card. Malkin pieced together a 7-point streak from February 19th to March 6th, 2015, piling up 14 points total in that span, including a trio of 3-point games. So that's it for the captains and assistant captains as well. Moving into the everybody in between. Next up, you have Radim Zahorna. This is only his ice battles. Should do like an interesting thing with the ice battles. I should like make a whole video out of that. I might. Next up here, Carl Hagelin. MVP card for him. Personally, one of my Penguins favorites, although he's an Anaheim Duck now, Zac Aston Reese. Aston Reese recorded a multi-goal game in each of his 3 seasons in Pittsburgh in the 2019-20 campaign. That outing came on October 13th, 2019, when he scored a first-period tying goal before finishing off a 7-2 Penguins blowout with the second shorthanded goal of his career. Next up, then, you have David Perron. Perron was named first star of a 7-2 win over the visiting Wild on January 13th, 2015, after he scored a pair of goals and assisted on another in just his fourth game with the Penguins. See, I like these type of cards because you get to know, like, I would have had no idea if Perron played for the Penguins if I didn't have that card. Next up, a Patrick Hornqvist O-Pee-Chee. After that, then, you have Ulf Samuelsson with his crunch crew there as well. After that, then, you have NHL's second-team All-Star, Larry Murphy. Today, Pittsburgh Penguins defenseman Larry Murphy was named to an NHL second All-Star team. This was Murphy's second All-Star team selection. Next up there, we have Martin Straka. Straka skated for the Czech national team in the 91 IIHF World Junior Championships in Saskatoon. He played 2 seasons in the Czech National League in Skoda Plzeň before being selected by the Penguins in the 1992 NHL entry draft. Next up then, we have a pro set for Joe Mullen. Then we have Kasperi Kapanen. When Kapanen saw a breakaway developing in overtime in Washington on February 23, 2021, he skated into the scoring position and delivered, blasting a one-time winner that sealed a 3-2 Penguins victory. After that, then, you have John LeClair. Over the course of his 15-year career, LeClair has shown a slick ability to score and create scoring opportunities for his teammates. He should play his 1,000th career NHL game in 06-07. After that, then, you have Randy Hillier, if I said that correctly. You then have Jim Pake. Pake was the Penguins' third best scoring defenseman in 1993. He scored his first NHL goal in Game 6 of the 91 Stanley Cup Finals. Imagine scoring your first goal in the NHL in the finals. Next up, Sean Mcgeeshern. Randy Gillen. Next up then, Mark Recce. Got a 90-91 scoring leader. He was first on the team behind John Cullen and Paul Coffey. Yager must have had it down here, wow. And you also have his scorecard here as well. Next up then, you have Larry Murphy. Ali Mata MVP card. Ali Mata is obviously with the Los Angeles Kings now. You got Zegman Palffy. Palffy took a tremendous offensive skills to Pittsburgh in 05-06. After a notable stay in LA, the 33-year-old right winger reached an impressive milestone early in the season, notching his 700th career point with a goal against the Sabres on December 16th, 2005. Next up here, you have Valerie Zelapsky. Ruslan Fedodenko. Good things happened when Fedodenko was on the ice in 08-09 as the winger was second for the Penguins in plus-minus rating. After that, then, you have a couple cards here for Kevin Stevens. Pro set here, and then last but not least, score. After that, then, you have Martin Straka. I think we already have a card for Straka. While Pittsburgh would like Mario Lemieux back in the lineup, Straka has made the most of his extra ice time. Yep, we already have a card for Straka, so we'll just put that in there. Next up then, one of my favorite Penguins as well, Teddy Blueger. Blueger's second career shorthanded tally helped the Penguins come from behind to defeat the visiting Washington Capitals 5-4 in overtime on January 19, 2021. His late marker in the second period cut the Penguins' deficit 2-1 and was his first goal of the season. After that, then, you have an NHL Prospect 1990 card, and it's Jamie Leech. Next up, then, you have Riley Sheehan. All of Sheehan's 32 points in 2017-18 came in 73 games with the Penguins following a trade on October 21st. He scored twice in the Penguins' 5-2 win at Columbus on February 18th. Next up then, you have a Connor Sheary MVP card. You have Rob Brown. You have a Phil Kessel MVP. You have an Ian Cole base from 2015-16. Cole racked up 36 block shots in only 20 games played with the Penguins in 2014-15. With a 1.8 per game average, he registered 99 total block shots for the season. After that, then you have Bob Erie. Score 91. And then obviously his pro set as well. He looks pretty short in that photo. After that, then Pete Taglianetti. Probably said that wrong. Then as well as that, Tony Tanti. Then you got Mark Yankowski, one of my favorites. Yankowski made an immediate impact in his first season in Pittsburgh, scoring the opening goal in the 2020-21 and setting up another tally as the Penguins battled host Philadelphia on January 13th. Next up then, you have Phil Bork. 2 scorecards for him. Jeff Daniels, top prospect. You got a Jake Gensel Ice Battles card. Gave me a video idea. Jake Gensel MVP card. Not sure why the bottom there is like all cut off. Strange. Next up then you have Cody Ceci. Ceci recorded his first multi-point game with the Penguins on February 14, 2021, when he connected on 2 passes from a blue line to set up goals in a 6-3 win over the visiting Capitals. Next up then you have Colin Sceviour. Early in 2020-21, Sceviour scored in back-to-back home games against the Capitals, helping Pittsburgh earn a 4-3 shootout win on January 17th and a 5-4 overtime victory on January 19th. Next up then you have Jim Johnson. Jared Mccann, one of my favorite all-time Penguins. Mccann spent the most productive season of his career in the Penguins' bottom 6 in 2019-20 when he cleared 20 assists. For the first time in his NHL career, he recorded 4 multi-point games, including a 3-point outing on October 5th, when he had 2 goals and an assist in Pittsburgh's 7-2 home victory over the Columbus Blue Jackets. Then you have a Premier Rick Tocchet card. Rick had a hat trick during a 10-2 win over Hartford on April 1st and a 4-3 win over Montreal on April 7th. Next up then you have Troy Loney. Almost done here with the skaters. You have an O-Pee-Chee card for Brian Rust, and then you have an MVP card for Brian Rust. On May 1st, 2021, Rust scored his 100th career goal in a 3-0 win against Washington. After that, then you have an MVP card for Derek Brassard. And that concludes the skaters. We'll move into the goaltenders now. You have Tom Barrasso. Couple cards here. Barrasso is a Calder Memorial Trophy winner and a 3-time NHL All-Star. A wrist injury sustained the 1994-95 season sidelined him for the rest of his campaign. You got a Pro Set card here as well. And another Pro Set. After that, then you have Matt Murray, MVP. And then you also have a Matt Murray base. Murray had a pair of shutouts during the opening round of the 2018 postseason, including a 24-save clean slate in Pittsburgh's 7-0 washout of the Flyers at home in Game 1. I remember that day well. Next up now, Tristan Jarry. A couple of peachy cards for him. You also have an MVP card. Jarry claimed his 50th NHL victory in a 5-2 road win over the Rangers on April 8th, 2021. And you also have an All-Star card. A 2013 second-round pick by Pittsburgh, Jarry made his NHL All-Star Game debut in 2020 and stopped 8 shots at the Metropolitan Division, took the Atlantic Division in a semifinal on January 25th. And then last but not least in the Pittsburgh hockey card collection, you have Weddell Young. So some cards here for Weddell Young. And that'll do it. That'll do it for the Pittsburgh Penguins hockey card collection. That's probably one of the quickest ones we did. We did that in about almost 21 minutes here. So next up will be the San Jose Sharks. So the Sharks have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 full pages of cards. So I would imagine the Sharks will be a little bit of a longer one as well. But anyways, that'll do it for me. Thank you all very much for watching. For as supposedly, I really do appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe down below if you are new. Penguins fans, I know I don't make all too many videos with you guys, but I do appreciate y'all. So anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.